Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Muhammad Rafiz bin Zulkifli, with metric ID AE190016. I am from group 46 for Power Lab. So today I will present about how to turn on the low voltage switchboard, or we known as Lvsb. So this is the Lvsb, the MCB1 and MCB2, and this is ECB. So before we proceed to the switching, we must know the safety for this kind of experiment, which is PPE, which is personal protective equipment. So what is the PPE? The safety helmet, fireproof suit, electrical insulation glove, and lastly, electrical hazard boot. So in the Lvsb room, we must check whether it have the rubber mat and the fire extinguisher ready in the room. Proceed to the how to turn on the Lvsb. So firstly, we must ensure all of the load, which is ACB, the capacitor power factor, the MCB, MCCB, is currently in turn off mode, turn off condition. So this is the first step for the turn on the Lvsb. So firstly, we turn on the MCB1. This is the incoming supplies for MCB1, which is used digital DPM. So after we turn on the incoming supplies, the indicator light will be turned on and check the status and view the status in the DPM. So after the status shown, we can proceed to the activation of ACB. So how to activate or turn on the ACB is firstly we must open the compartment of the ACB to get the charging handle in the compartment, and it was usually in the compartment because it used to find it easy to find it. So after take the handle out, goes back the compartment and make sure the ACB is in off condition before we start connecting the ACB to the bus bar. So this is how we turn on the bus bar by using the charging handle. We turn on the ACB by using the charging handle by turning the handle in clockwise until it cannot be turned anymore. So it means the ACB is fully connected to the bus bar. So then this is the next step is we must charge the coil inside the ACB to energize bus bar. So this shown it's disconnected from which means the coil is not charged yet. So this is the charging handle for the coil to energize bus bar. So this is how we charge the bus bar, charge the coil. So we pull the handle a few times until it trigger a word connected here. Not connected, charged. So the coil is charged, and then this is the switch below the charge word. So turn on this switch, and then the bus bar is fully energized. So this is how the DPM show the status for the bus bar is connected. Then we move to the bank panel, capacitor bank panel. Here is the MCCB, and below is the power factor capacitor. So firstly, we must turn on the power factor capacitor, which is for the power factor regulator able to monitor system power factor. So after turn on the power factor capacitor, we must turn on the MCCB in this side. After it's all switch turned on, the current status is shown in the DPM. So at this condition, it's already this MCB1 is ready to give in the consumer power supply. So the current can be used. So next step is turn on the MCB2 in order to turn on the MCB2 panel. So it's actually the same method from the turn on the ACB, charge the coil, turn on the power factor, MCB. It's all the same, but only the change for the MCB2 is the meter used is in analog. So whatever status that we need to know is shown in this analog and can be checked manually. So that's all for turn on the Lvsb. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hazid bin Muhammad Anwar Zamani. My metric number is AE190027. Okay, today I will explain about the busbar coupling of MSB1 and MSB2. Okay, first thing first, we must do the maintenance on the MSB1. So we must turn off the ACB at the MCB1. Okay, then before we turn off the ACB, we must make sure that we turn off all the load at supply. Then after turn off all the power supply, lastly we should turn the power factor capacitor, this one. After that, how to verify that we turn off all the power supply, we can check the current status at the power meter. After check it, it should be 0 ampere at this power meter. And then we can turn off the ACB. So the busbar already de-energized. We only have the main supply on the insulator or the transformer, this one. Okay, after that we must turn off the power supply from the isolator, this one. So the MCB1 is fully de-energized. Okay, then we take out the ACB to the maintenance process, and we remove the ACB until the isolate to the third position. We spin that thing clockwise until the isolated the third position. Okay, now is already removed the ACB and disconnect from the busbar. The ACB key need to be removed. Then the key need to put in between C2 key and C2 key need to be removed. Then the C2 key need to be put into their place, which is at insulator button at MCB1 and MCB2. The isolator at MCB2 need to turn on, and also the isolator at C1. The bus supply at MCB1 need to be checked. We check this, and after that we turn on all the load. After we check, we turn on all the load. Okay, and lastly, the power supply is ready to be given to the consumer. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Dr. Nur Akmal and Dr. Ahmad Fateh. My name is Muhammad Amin Ridwan bin Muhammad Ghazali. For this part, I'm going to present on how to restore the normal supply after the maintenance process. Firstly, we need to inform the consumers that we want to turn off the supply. And after that, we can proceed to turn off the switches. After the switches are turned off, we need to check the current status. After that, we can turn on the isolator. For this part, we need to make sure that the bus bar supply should be turned off. And now we move to MSB2. For this MSB2, we need to turn on the isolator. Remove the key and place it in MSB1. And after that, we take the key from isolator of MSB1 and place it next to the isolator toggle. And after that, we can remove the air circuit breaker or ACB key. After that, we need to insert the key back in the ACB compartment. And to unlock this ACB, we need to turn the key clockwise. And now, ACB is in isolated condition. MSP1 from isolator. So we turn on the isolator, check the incoming indicator, and make sure that the indicator should light up. Check the voltage. Make sure that the voltage is in balanced condition. And now, we need to run the air circuit breaker. So take the equipment inside the ACB compartment and turn the equipment clockwise. And while turning the equipment, we need to pay attention to indicator. Now ACB is discharged and in off position. So now we need to charge the ACB. So following the charging process, we need to pump the ACB breaker. After the charging process, we can now turn on the ACB. And after that, we need to check the indicator and voltage. The indicator should light up. So next, we need to notify the consumer that we want to turn on the supply from MSB1. So we turn on the capacitor bank first. Next, we turn on the rest of the switches. Check the current status. Wait for a moment. And after we have done the maintenance process, we can remove the warning sign. And after that, we need to record all work in the logbook.